Everybody, SoCalthero here. Welcome back to another video of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and my around the world trip. Today we are going to be taking off from Beijing, China, and we are going to be heading over to Seoul, South Korea today. And it just so happens we have a commercial airliner, Korean Air, right here. So I'm wondering if they are heading to the same place we are. I'm going to pull up the tablet here. This said when I was picking a location to depart from that this was for small aircraft, and taking a look around, it looks kind of interesting how there's a ramp, but then, yeah, I don't know. It seems like it's a little buggy, this airport in Beijing, but we're going to be taking our flight here, and I wanted to pull it up on a tablet for you guys. So we're going to be taking off on 18 left today. I'm going to be departing out to the east. However, this is where we plan on landing. This is Seoul, Korea. I did put a marker up here. Based on Google Maps, this is going to be on the capital city of North Korea, known as, I know I'm going to butcher it, but I think it's Pyongyang. Hang on, I got Google Translate up. Pyongyang. There we go. Okay, so that's how I was able to try to pronounce it anyways, was using Google to translate it for me and how to properly pronounce it in English, which of course I failed either way. But we're going to go ahead and get on our aircraft here and get underway. It's going to be a shorter flight, but it kind of sucks for me. It's a Friday night, so I'm able to not have to worry about waking up early for work the next day. However, it's a little bit later than I usually like to fly. So it's the, I want to say it's the late or early afternoon here in China, but my time, it is 7:49 p.m. So it's a 2 hour and 10-minute block time that we have for our flight here. So I want to hurry up and get underway. Yeah, I did pull the pins. Okay. Gonna go ahead and before we fire up the aircraft, we'll let that warm up. Let's send our information to the aircraft itself and change this so it doesn't start talking to us here from ATC. Got our fuel synced up and accept that initialization. Whoops, I didn't mean to click that off. I always do that. I mean to click that. All right, let's make sure. Yep, stick is free and clear. Go ahead and get our speed bugs on, because that's notoriously something I forget. And everything looks good on the screen there. Oh, I didn't generate the flight yet on SimBrief. I just picked it and I didn't generate it, so I got to do that right now. It wants me at 29,000 feet. Being that we'll be over the ocean, I think that's what we're going to do for today's flight. We're going to try to lower that, though, when we get into North Korea. It'll take a little bit longer, but I want to just see if there's any points of interest over there, being that it's the capital city of North Korea. I know people are going to have a lot of reservations about this country, being North Korea. And trust me, I share some of them too, but at the same time, I do like to check out all things regardless of how I feel about its government or the people around them. So we're going to go ahead and... One second here. Put my flight level in here. Put 9,000 feet. There we go. And speed wise, we're gonna make sure we're maxing it out. I had a fire alert come over my app on my cell phone here. I just had to make sure it wasn't nearby, and I was like, oh, well, we're gonna stop this recording. I'm just gonna go ahead and get everything armed and ready to go here, which it looks like it is. Looks like it's a little warm out today. It's 82 degrees Fahrenheit, so we're gonna go ahead and start our taxi on out of here after I unset the parking brake. I'm gonna zoom in my map just so I can see where I'm going. Well, hope to see you guys in South Korea there, unless you're going to North Korea. And safe travels. And Beijing, it was fun. Sucks the Great Wall of China was not a wall like I was hoping it would be, and instead it was just a trail up a mountain, according to the sim anyways. But it was cool nonetheless. I'll have to look into it some more, like I said in the last video, and see if there's like a scenery out there for it that like depicts it a little bit better, or if maybe I was just not in a good spot for the sim to interpret it as the wall and not a random trail or something that was up in the hills and in the woods there. I keep getting nervous about how fast I am taxiing, and it's compliments of the career mode in the sim. It sure does make me paranoid when I'm going over 20 knots, but being that we are on free flight, it shouldn't matter, but just always got that in the back of my mind, considering I use a Vision Jet on there as well. We got our flaps set already. We're probably not clear for takeoff, but we're gonna go ahead and try anyways and hope the AI doesn't kill us. All right, full thrust. Trying to keep that nose down a little bit so it can kind of bounce. There we go. Positive brake. Gear is up. Put my map back out to where I like it on this screen. And this map out to where I like it on that screen. There we go. All right, landing gear is up. Yeah, it looks like the Beijing airport needs a little bit of work. It seems like there's a lot of it missing here in the sim. Go ahead and retract our flap. Getting hit with some sort of marker. That's probably, I'm assuming that's an I, so probably an inner marker. And then when we get the, oh, no, now there's an M. Unless it's I, so you know it's inner, and then it's M for marker. And then you get an O and then an M for the outer marker. I'm gonna go ahead and set the autopilot here. Gonna let the flight level control the climb, as it's only going to 4,000 feet, and then we'll make our way up as we get closer out of Beijing here. Landing gear is up. Auto throttle is set to follow what the computer's telling us to do. So long, Beijing. It was cool. You guys take care of yourselves, and thanks for hosting us while we were flying around the world. Not paying attention to it until I looked over at the legs. This is leg number 98, which you'll see early on in the video because I have it set up to do that. Where, oh, there's that outer marker now. But I have it set up to where it cuts in the images I have saved to make those edits. And that means we're getting close to leg number 100, which will be pretty cool. Leg number 100 takes us to, let me see, where does that take us to? That takes us from Tokyo, Japan to Sapporo, Japan. So that'll be pretty cool. We'll already be in Japan by the time we get there. So obviously after this trip into South Korea, we're going to be going to Tokyo, Japan. And then from there, we will be going to Sapporo. And that will be the last of the Asian trips. Oh, sort of. We'll be over in Russia after that, on the eastern side of Russia, and making our way towards the first American state that we're going to hit in a very long time, which is going to be Alaska. So that'll be a lot of fun, and that means we will be getting ever so closer to being home here. Oh, those are starting to render in some 3D models a little bit better over there. That's interesting. But yeah, looking forward to going to Alaska. I'm hoping it's covered in snow. I'm not sure when I'm going to do those flights, if I'm going to take a little break from the around the world trip again and maybe start up in a couple months, or if I plan to start doing those flights shortly after these. But we'll see. Kind of want to see if there's snow on the ground when I go to Alaska, because it feels like that's the only proper way to capture Alaska's realism, is having some snow, as people say it's very cold up there. At least what I'm told anyways. I've never been personally. Would love to go to check it out, and doing so in the sim is going to be a lot of fun from the comfort of my nice climate controlled home, instead of being in the cold out there if it really is that cold. But also with that, I never knew this, but I discovered there is something known as the Alaskan Triangle that's similar to the Bermuda Triangle. I'm going to have to look into, I don't know if that's a conspiracy theory thing or something somebody made up, but I definitely got to look into it and try to study it a little bit more. And when we get to those videos, I hope I know quite a bit to where I can speak on it and we can talk about it on those videos. So if you watch this video and I haven't recorded it yet and you know about the Alaskan Triangle, please let me know down in the comments below what it's all about, because I'm generally curious about things like that, different wonders of the world, conspiracies and whatnot. I enjoy a good entertaining read and like to decipher for myself if I believe it's true or not. But anyways, guys, we are making our climb up to, where are we going up to right now? 8,858 feet. Actually, we are well past that. So it looks like we're actually going to start heading towards our goal of 29,000 feet here. So with that being said, I'll probably cut in some B-roll footage, but not sure how much, just because we'll be over the water. But I'll see you guys when we start getting closer to South Korea. If I find nothing that I can really point out to cut in when we're flying over North Korea there. Also, in case you're wondering, today's in-flight video is finishing John Wick 3, so I have not finished that yet. I have descended down into North Korea, and it looks like in Pyongyang there is, and granted it's the capital city of this country, there is some POIs or points of interest here, so I'm gonna see what we have here in store. We're a little bit off our flight plan, obviously, trying to check out what all of these are. We should be heading south, but as you can see, we're still heading east here because they were a little ways away. Then I'm going to turn to the north here because there's one over there, and then there's a couple more over there. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to them or not. I'm just curious to see what they are. I'm assuming this is either naming a town or if that's actual building. It doesn't look like it's much, but then again, this is a country that, it's hard to choose the right words to not offend people, but yeah, it's a country that is ruled by a system that really, it just worships a person that I would not. Whoa, wait a second, I'm turning the wrong thing here. Let me put that back where it needs to go. I meant to turn the heading mode. There we go. But yeah, it's a country that's ruled by someone that has his citizens pretty brainwashed into thinking that the lives they live are good ones and not stricken in poverty and behind the rest of the world. Then again, to each their own, if that's what they believe. I mean, there are some things in the modern world where they could say don't make any sense, and I kind of agree with that too. So wanted to still check this out though, either way. Because this is definitely something you wouldn't be able to do in this country, is just fly over it freely like this. Songcheon, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. I'm assuming that's a town outside of the capital here. I mean, we're pretty much in the capital city is like right over there. So we're pretty much just flying around to neighboring towns, I'm assuming, around it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my next turn here. I'm just gonna kind of check these out and do some flybys before we make our way into South Korea. Uh-oh, I just messed something up. Hang on. There we go. Hopefully that's fixed. So when I move freely around the aircraft here, I have to hold the left shift key and then just use your traditional WASDs. And when I don't hold shift like that, the aircraft starts to turn really heavily. And now we're on course to run into a mountain. Great. I think I better stop moving around the aircraft here for a little bit and let it correct itself, because we are pretty low too. And I better grab my controller just in case I have to make a quick and sudden move here, not hit or run into a mountain. Last thing you want to do is crash and be alive and stuck in North Korea too. If you were doing this. Let's see. So I'm just gonna see what these last two markers are right here where the cursor is, and then there's one kind of over here. I'm not gonna go to this one way over here or these two. I'm just kind of doing, if you look at the map, I kind of went to the east. I'm gonna go north, and then I'm gonna circle back around to this point on the map where I plan to start diverting down to South Korea. And I still got another, according to this, I still got about another 30 minutes in the flight here by doing that. So, and then my time wise, it's 9:30 right now. We're making pretty good time. It's an hour and 46 minutes, and we're already over North Korea here, so that's pretty good. I had a crazy tailwind, so right now I had to turn off the live weather, because live weather right now, it's really cloudy and rainy and not much to see, so I had to just put my own weather on of clear skies, so this way we could actually see, because I don't plan on coming back to North Korea anytime soon. Unless you guys comment below and mention something that's pretty interesting that I should check out. But, yeah. Well, see if the sim gets upset with me doing this. So, no live weather, live weather. As you see, it's pretty nasty out here. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to make it all the way to that one over there. This seems... Yeah, I'm not even sure what these are. I think they're just naming towns that are in and around the capital city here. So I'm going to go ahead and get the autopilot back on track here. We're going to switch to nav mode, and I'm going to say we need to head directly to this runway. And it's going to make the big turn here for us. And I am going to raise my altitude just a little bit so we don't die along the way, because we are pretty low. I think we'll go up to 6,000 feet. Begin this climb up. I don't even have auto throttle on. Okay, well that's never good. Guess the aircraft was maintaining that. Is that... I wonder if that's the first thing I hit when I went here. The first town. I believe it is. And then there's something even further in the distance there. Unless that was it. It might have been those over there. Kind of a little lost on my directions here. So I'm actually going to fly that way, because that is kind of close, just to make sure. Make the aircraft. Yeah, so it's to be expected. There's a lot of fields, a lot of farms out here for people that have to grow crops for the other citizens, as well as the supreme leader that they have in place here. And his sister, believe it or not, who I've been studying, and seems like she's even more ruthless than him. I don't know if that's really true or not. I'm just going off of what I've heard. So I'm sure people are going to be offended that watch this video that are from there or have a better understanding of it. But you need to check out all the sites, even the bad ones. I like how I'm piloting from the from the imaginary girlfriend seat. Unsandong is what that is. So yeah, it's just another town. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and continue back on our original course here. Let me put that direct back on, and let me move this back up to what I originally was going to do. We don't get hit by a mountain, or hit a mountain rather. That. There we go. Alright, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the weather back on. With live weather too, on my way out of China. Holy cow, that's bad. We're into the thick of it now. When I was leaving China, I had a tailwind of 76 knots, if you can believe that, so that kind of helped the push. If you're in my Discord, I'll show a picture of it. But, yeah, we're going to continue on our flight here and into this nasty-ass weather that I'm in right now. See how bad it is. Oh, yeah. Got a little ways to go, but then I'll be out of it. And I'll catch back up again with you guys when we get into South Korea here in about the next 30 minutes or so. We are back, and as you see, we are descending down into Seoul here, or Seoul, South Korea. Weather is a little clear for where we are landing right here. If you look on this screen, you can see the weather is kind of still terrible all around us, but there's a little pocket right over the airport itself there that might have a little bit of rain, but we should be low enough into it where we'll be able to see the runway still. We are going to be flying on the ILS. I did put it in the approach now, so it's not so funky going over North Korea and then coming down to here. I did get to cross low enough to see the when I got into South Korea. I'm not going to put it in the video just because there wasn't much to see, but I did get to see the border between North Korea and South Korea, the demilitarized zone. So that was pretty cool to see. Hearing about it in movies and in the news and whatnot, it was kind of cool to see it in the sim here. To explain it, it was just kind of a couple buildings and a long pathway of just open plaza-like, and then you saw a couple buildings and a gate on the other side of it there. Oh, we are descending down right now. I am going to go ahead and remove the autopilot. Being that this airport is kind of a big airport, there's... Oh, okay, never mind. We are going to be in the thick of it here. Being that it's a bigger airport here, holy cow, we are getting close to it too. I got to cut power. We're going to be landing kind of quick here. Man, there is not a lot you can see. I might overshoot it here. I still don't even have my landing gear down yet, but autopilot is off.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Pull up.
There it is.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Alright, landing gear coming down. Oh man, yeah, we are going to be way too high.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull
I can't even get slow enough to get the gear down here. Really had to dive bomb it in here, but at least the gear's down, flaps are set. It's a long enough runway for commercial flights that we're able to. Oh, we're bouncing. We're still up. We're still up. We're bouncing down the runway though. There we go. Jeez. Yeah, that weather was not helping. All right, full flaps. Yeah, we needed all the runway in our little plane. That was a terrible landing. I will not sugarcoat that. We bounced it. We had to use all of this runway that we would use for commercial planes for my little plane, but to be fair, I was trying to explain and land at the same time here, and not paying attention to how close we were to the airport. But yeah, going back to what I was saying earlier, we're gonna be parked back over here a little ways. There is a de-icing ramp that is probably the only place I'll be able to park that makes sense. And it's about right here where the cursor is. So we're gonna taxi to that. I don't think... Oh, now the taxi thing is coming on. I was gonna say, I don't think there's much to see in Seoul, South Korea, or Seoul. You know, I should look that one up too and see how it's properly pronounced. I believe it's Seoul, South Korea. But maybe, actually there is quite a bit to see on points of interest here. So maybe we will try to see what we can see out here. And I'll turn the weather off again, so it's actually clear out. Because, yeah, the weather over here today is pretty garbage. It's not cold, but it's definitely raining and humid and pretty much garbage, yeah. Actually, nope, that's not my turn. I gotta keep going straight. So yeah, it's a big international airport, so obviously a lot of commercial planes here. These are all passenger terminals over here, and then they have an apron and another passenger terminal over on this side. So I figured the area where we can de-ice, which looks like where that plane is, kind of looks like... No, I guess that's not it. Okay. We're gonna have to go a little ways up. I need to beat this guy on the taxi, though. I'm taxiing, dude. I got right away just because you're coming off the runway. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat you. I'm definitely not gonna beat you. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. And we're dead. Oh, gotta love the AI. Alright. See, it's like right over here where these hangars, or they look like hangars anyways, are at. This guy's getting off the runway too to taxi. It looks like we're gonna die a second time unless I can cut him off. Whoa, big lightning strike as I cut him off. Alright, this is where de-icing takes place here. I didn't want to park on the gate just because it didn't make sense with my little plane. Pretty cool with the lightning storm, I'm not gonna lie. It is fun to be flying in this. Much as I enjoy night flights, this is probably my second favorite thing to do, even though like as far as flying conditions are concerned. But even though it makes it challenging on the landing because you can't really see you can't see where you're landing at, as we saw here. I had to luckily get on the right runway and completely use all of it for my little vision jet just to land because of how high I was. I didn't want to go around. But we're going to call this our parking spot here in front of this hangar. Let's go ahead and shut the aircraft down. I don't know why some of that icing is coming off when we go to land. Alright, plane is shutting down. And let's go ahead and put those in. And we're going to let the family and the imaginary girlfriend off the aircraft. Wow, listen to that thunder and lightning. Sounds so cool. All right, let them get their luggage. I'm going to grab mine and leave it here. And then we're going to go ahead and put our covers on. Yeah, I love how thunder and lightning sounds in the sim. It is so cool. Close that door, close that up. We're good on covers. Okay. Now, no more thunder and lightning because we're going to go ahead and go back to custom and we're going to go to live. We're going to take off live weather and we're going to go ahead and go to the showcase mode, drone speed, and I did see a few things around here. Yeah, thought I did. Oh yeah, there you go. I turned it. Oh, they are not around here. They are far away. Holy cow. Okay, never mind. We won't be checking out those points of interest because they are not close at all. They are. Oh, hey, somebody taking off. That's kind of cool. Or flying around. And somebody else over there too. Yeah, that's kind of far, and that is definitely far out over in those three areas. So unfortunately, we won't be doing that, but. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and this video of my around the world trip. We are currently in South Korea, and the next flight, as I mentioned, is going to be taking us to Tokyo, Japan. We'll be leg number 99 before we start on leg number 100, which will take us to Sapporo, Japan, and the last of the 2 flights in Japan as well. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of it. And until next time, take care.